I think they're gonna push in from this side of the road. Oh, fuck. That fucked my hair up. Anyway.
Efforts to control protests over immigration enforcement are underway in Los Angeles. In fact, the National Guard troops and mounted police fired tear gas at protesters. And these were people gathered outside an ICE detention facility. Now, there are reports of looting and several burning cars, as you just saw on your screen. LAPD declared the protest an unlawful assembly. The department says fireworks and cinder block pieces struck officers, and roughly 300 National Guard members are in the city. That's because President Donald Trump ordered the deployment of 2,000 troops. And this morning, we're learning Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has more than 500 active duty Marines on standby to intervene. California's governor and LA's.
First, I got to watch Hasanabi pretending to care about a riot, giggling about his fucking hair, saying he cares so much, but his hair, clearly he cares more about, pointing and giggling at protesters getting the crap kicked out of him, and now this.
His mayor opposed the deployment order. They blame the Trump administration for.
The mayor opposes the deployment order. This is the same mayor that let California burn while she was overseas at an election ceremony for a president for a whole nother country, while her city was on fire and her firefighters running out of water.
Escalating tensions.
What we're seeing in Los Angeles is chaos that is provoked by the administration. When you raid Home Depot and workplaces, when you tear parents and children apart, and when you run armored caravans through our streets, you cause fear and you cause panic.
Okay, how do you propose we fix it, Mrs. Mayor?
Now, at last check, 56 total arrests have been made.
Overnight, police in riot gear facing off with anti-ICE protesters in downtown LA now declared an unlawful.
And it's time for lefties losing it, and the Democrats and their radical violent wing are reminding the world tonight why Donald Trump won the election in a landslide, winning every swing state, the popular vote and the all-important Electoral College with a massive margin of 312 to 226 votes. And the heart of Trump's America First agenda was ending the illegal immigration crisis and deporting the millions who flooded in illegally in recent years. And you will not find a better ad for that policy than the scenes in LA right now.
I do not understand why they are beating the crap out of these unmanned vehicles. These are not police vehicles. This is a unmanned vehicle for transporting people. It's a service you can pay for. Just because, are these people so stupid that they see a blue light and they're like, it's a cop car? No, it's not what that is. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty inspired by this heroicism we're seeing. That guy's just going to work.
Call you later.
Yes, the lawless thugs are demonstrating precisely why they should be deported and why those who break the law to support them should be locked up. As the National Guard is called in to restore order, the fires continue to burn. Some of these fires have been burning for so long that the cars are almost gone. Look at that. But But authorities, the National Guard, will restore order as these rioters found out. Some of these rioters found out.
Coming out. They're coming out. They're coming out.
Oh, y'all done fucked up now. Get ready for those pepper balls. That guy on the right is having so much fun. The guy on the right is having so much fun.
And while the Mexican flag was proudly flying throughout these protests, the American flag was really nowhere to be seen unless it was being set alight.
Then why are you here? Why are you here? If you don't want to be part of America, why are you here?
Yes, they proudly fly the Mexican flag, but they burn the American one as they riot to stop being deported to Mexico and other countries they hold in higher esteem than America. This is the left. It's what they do, whether it's Antifa, BLM or these lawless thugs. Remember, the violence from the left intensified as soon as Trump became president the first time.
It's almost like a certain side, as soon as they don't get their way,
Police had to push back the protesters so
shit.
firefighters could get to the flames.
Watch out! Hey,
Small fires had appeared all day. This upped the temperature, which of course was the point.
One demonstrator threw a flashbang grenade back at police. It exploded in an officer's face.
Plenty of tear gas, 6 officers reportedly injured.
Funny how that was never called an insurrection. The Democrats have always fanned this sort of violence. They have incentivized it, they have defended it. And even as LA descends into violence and chaos, they are calling for more. Here's Democrats' LA City Council member Hernandez telling protesters, rioters really, to escalate their tactics.
They know how quickly we mobilize. That's why they're changing.
I do not think this person mobilizes very quickly at all.
Changing tactics because community defense works and our resistance has slowed them down before. And if they're escalating their tactics, then so are we. When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger.
And LA Mayor Karen Bass also defended the protest and trumpeted LA's sanctuary city status.
We are going to fight for all Angelenos, regardless of when they got here, whether they have papers or not. We are a city of immigrants, and this impacts hundreds of thousands of Angelenos.
You know, it was only last year when Democrat Congresswoman Maxine Waters was accusing Trump of being divisive and engaging in dangerous rhetoric.
I am going to spend some time with the criminal justice system, with the justice system, asking them, tell us what's going on with the domestic terrorists. Are they preparing a civil war against us? Should we be concerned about our safety? What is he doing with this divisive language? It is dangerous, and we're going to have to make sure that we understand that we're not at risk with this man talking in the way that he's doing.
Oh, Maxine Waters had plenty of fears,
This is
fever
the same
dreams
woman
about
that told
Trump
people
and
to
his
surround
supporters
people
starting
who they disagree
trouble.
with at a gas
But it's
station,
the
at a
left,
restaurant, and
always
create
the
a crowd,
left
right?
resorting to violence, and right there to defend the protesters and defend the rights of illegal immigrants to stay in the country illegally was the Congresswoman. Let's have a listen to Maxine Waters.
Using deportation as a way to enhance his position with all of those right-wingers out there.
I think she's just mad because the more people Trump deports, the worse the census gets for the Democrats, because the census does count these people. And when the lines are drawn and it decides how many seats are going to the House and Senate, the census is what decides that. So it decides which states get representation by how many representatives. So that's, of course, the Democrats are going to get pissed off that Trump's getting rid of a great portion of their people. Of course they're pissed off about that.
We do not want this country to be a country of people coming from other groups. It's outrageous, it is horrible, and we've got to make sure that we do everything that we possibly can.
How could you possibly sit there as a member of our representatives? How could you sit there, Maxine Waters, with the Mexican flag behind you, sitting there with that badge on your jacket and just condoning this violence? How could you? Because you have no pride. You are a soulless vampire who cares nothing more than maintaining power and maintaining their money.
Because I think he's up to creating martial law. He even alluded to civil war.
He alluded to civil.
How can the president of the United States allude to civil war? He's the president of the nation.
Civil war. This from the woman who has long championed feral behaviour, who has called for her ideological opponents to be harassed and intimidated, even when they're out for dinner. And now, as California descends into a lawless, violent protest, she's fanning the flames with this sort of talk. Here she is asked about the National Guard being called in to restore order.
What do you think about the National Guard being here, Trump deploying them and not our own governor?
Well, the thing about it is, I don't know why they're here with guns. Whom are they going to shoot and for what? Why the guns?
What do you want them to do? Go out there with fucking their fists and just start decking grandmas? Like, what do you want them to do?
These guys here, that's my...
Why are all the bricks? Why are all these people with hammers? Why are all the Molotov cocktails? Why are all the knives? Where's your complaints about all that? But you're right. Why do soldiers have guns? You're right.
I don't get why the guns have to be here. We're a sanctuary city. We know Trump doesn't like us. We know that he's going to try to use us as an example.
Is she kidding? Why the guns? Why are they there? Because violent miscreants have taken over the streets. They're attacking law enforcement and generally being lawless thugs. Does she expect the National Guard to go in there with teddy bears and hug these criminals into submission?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she wants them to go in there and use jujitsu. Like, everyone's supposed to go in there like fucking Goku and beat the bricks off of them. Last time I checked, we don't have a lot of Baki Hanmas in fucking the National Guard. I'm just saying.
And if that wasn't enough, Maxine then showed up at a detention centre and tried to use her congressional authority to gain access. It didn't go too well. As the kids say, not today, Satan.
No, I want you to... Hello. Congresswoman Waters, I just came to use my congressional authority to check on
that does not exist.
Excuse me, I need to get in. Contact our public affairs. I need to get in.
That's a base take. Good job.
That was pretty delicious.
Good job, that guy.
There. Joining me now is American Culture Project Senior Fellow and School Choice Advocate Corey DeAngelis. Corey, Donald Trump couldn't have hoped for a better advertisement for his deportation program than the violent uprising we're seeing in California right now.
Yes, it's a great advertisement for Trump's deportation program, but it's also a great advertisement for the Republican Party in general. The Republicans already beat the Democrats on the issue of immigration overwhelmingly in the last election, and now this is only going to cement that view
Israel
in voters'
got the
minds.
Freedom Flotilla?
You look at the
This is Rima Hassan's team that also sent me this message, okay? I'm reading it to you. Urgent. Arrest of the Freedom Flotilla crew by Israeli forces. Rima Hassan, Greta Thunberg. Interception of the Freedom Flotilla by Israel. Illegal detention of 12 humanitarian workers and peaceful activists, including French MEP Rima Hassan and Swedish activist Greta Thunberg. We express our strongest outrage following the interception today by Israeli authorities of the Freedom Flotilla, a vessel carrying humanitarian aid intended for the civilian population of Gaza, which had been subjected to a total blockade since March 2nd, 2025. On board the ship were 12 humanitarian workers.
He's just gotten back from the riots. Look, he's wearing the same shit. He just got back from the LA riot. He's wearing the same outfit. Yep, there it is. That is the same damn outfit that he's wearing right now. He just got back, and look, not a bead of sweat, not any dirt, no nothing. This man sat on the outskirts, probably made a video saying, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Yeah, okay, that's because you're not going to the epicenter where the real shit's happening. You and your little camera crew are chilling on the edges for clout.
And peaceful activists engaged in a strictly civilian, nonviolent mission.
If he really cared about what was going down in LA, he'd still be there and he'd actually be participating, but he doesn't. Because now that a news story came out, his little buddy Greta Thunberg, who was warned by the Israeli government not to continue, well, guess what? She tried to call their bluff, and they weren't fucking bluffing.
Among them were French members of the European Parliament, Rima Hassan, and Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg, both widely recognized for their commitment to human rights and international justice. This interception, carried outside Israeli territorial waters, constitutes a blatant violation of international law, including maritime and humanitarian law. The arrest of the crew members and the confiscation of aid intended for a population of immediate humanitarian distress is unacceptable. We call upon states, the European Union, the United Nations, and the entire international community to strongly condemn this illegal detention, demand the immediate and
It's not an illegal detention. You were warned by the governing body of that area not to do this thing, and you went and did the thing. What did you think what was going to happen? Did you think that a country that is currently at war with another country was just going to let you go unchecked? What level of privilege you must have to be so arrogant as to think that would work?
Unconditional release of all crew members, urge Israeli authorities to allow humanitarian aid in Gaza in full compliance with international law. It's the responsibility of all nations committed to human rights to speak out against these flagrant violations of international law by Israel. Solidarity is not a crime. Free the Freedom Flotilla's crew. And then there's a contact number. Why isn't this national news? You mean
why isn't it a bunch of dumbasses who were warned not to do a thing, and they got arrested? Why isn't that international news? I don't know. Probably because LA is on fire.
International news.
And also there's a new Resident Evil coming out, so that's way more important.
It's supposed to be. It's just that I think part of it is all of the fascist governments are doing fascism in real time at the same time. They've decided that today is a good time to do it, you know? Today is the time where they were like, this is a fantastic opportunity to do fascism today. Here's Greta Thunberg's pre-recorded message from, I guess, like right before their capture. We're going to take a look right now.
Timber, and I am from Sweden. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in
yeah, you really look like you're kidnapped.
International waters by the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel. I urge all my friends, family.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking in the background, and it looks like I'm seeing landmass. Like I was in the Navy for a while, so let's just check something, real quick. Just do a quick little. International waters, also known as the high seas, are ocean areas beyond the jurisdiction of individual countries. They encompass oceans and seas outside the territorial sea 12 nautical miles from the coast. Okay. I want to see what it looks like just for, like, is there a video? Because she looked pretty damn close. Hmm. That's pretty damn close. I don't know if that's 12 miles, but that's pretty goddamn close.
To put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, they recorded these before.
My name is Greta Thunberg and I am from Sweden.
Apprehended.
If you see this video,
So this was a premeditated inconvenience that a problem they 100% created by themselves. It was premeditated. This is absolutely ridiculous. I hope the Swedish government does not get involved. I hope they're saying, hey, they broke the law. Let them do what they want.
We have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces.
I guess they made the video before because she says by international authorities aligned with Israel. She says either kidnapped by the Israeli government or by other international forces. So moments before the Israeli forces abduct the activists.
Please go to our places. من فضلكم خذوا مواقعكم. من فضلكم لا تتحركوا.
ما الذي يطلب هل هذه قوارب إسرائيلية؟ هل لديكم أي معلومات عن هذه القوارب؟
الآن القوارب السريعة وصلت إلى.
They drop chemicals on them.
الأمر مسالم وهذه عملية مسالمة جدا. يطلب منا رفع أيدينا ولهذا مشاهدينا سأتخلى عن الهاتف في هذه اللحظات وسأحاول أن أبقي الصورة بقدر الإمكان.
They dropped chemicals from drones and made them throw their phones into the water before detaining them. What the?
Assume positions. That's not a position at all. Rima cannot be here. Rima needs to take a seat.
Doesn't look like that.
Assume your position. The position that
They started jamming the radio so they could not ask for help. Then drones dropped white chemicals on the ship. After that, they got invaded, kidnapped, and everyone taken to a naval base for interrogations. Oh, UV paint for tracking. Yeah, makes sense. Fantastic. So yeah, they just drop paint, probably to track them easier. Yeah, it looks like it's just paint. Oh my God, it's the, oh, you don't like Israel accent in real life trying to kill you? Yeah, it probably hits way different when you're directly in the presence of Israeli concentration camp guard or like a Gestapo person, you know?
God, all right, we get it. You don't like Israel, Hassan. We get it. That's enough. Yeah, it's almost like don't do stupid shit. Either way, I'm done feeding this guy's ego. I would rather not listen to his BS anymore. Some of these are hilarious. Trump is using LA to deflect from Elon. No. No, he's not. Oh, that's funny. All right. Let's get into some gaming. See what my buddy's doing. What's going on, man? You're gonna go buy the cheese now? Sorry, I was in the middle. I had to do some videos this morning. I made some videos. I was doing some other video stuff this morning. Remember, I told... Oh, you're making a new base? Expanding your territory.